too watched a movie this week, and it was Blink Twice. And now I don't want to spoil it, or maybe Cuties just skip to the very end.
You can spoil it for me because you told me not to watch it.
I loved it. I have a friend who hated it, left the theater, stomping out of the theater, saying like this movie shouldn't be made, especially with a woman director, etc., etc. But it's about this rich man, Channing Tatum, who's like famous as well, and he brings all these people to an island, and it's like a lot of his rich friends, and this waitress at this like catering event that he's at, he invites her because they're like flirting a little bit. So she goes, and then later in the movie, you find out that none of the girls know anybody. They just all thought that all the other girls were his friends and that they were the only one that didn't know anyone. But really, none of the girls know each other. And it's all of these rich, famous men that bring girls to the island and assault them. But then they're given this perfume that makes them not remember it. So they wake up in the morning with bruises or like whatever. And then they enjoy and party all day, and then at night the men take advantage of them.
Oh God.
But there are like TikToks, so the movie is dark obviously, but then there are TikToks, and like Beyond the Blinds talked about it a little bit, with like scenes and literal like phrases said in the movies, or like there's a chair in a corner of one room where Channing Tatum watches other people do it to people, and like all of that are things that happen at Diddy parties. But
allegedly. Or do we have to say allegedly because now he's in jail?
We'll say allegedly. But, like, people in court docs have said, there's a chair, there's a this, there's a that.
Was this movie being made before he...
It was made before Me Too. And during Me Too, Zoe Kravitz rewrote it. And Zoe Kravitz has been to Diddy parties. So a lot of people think this was her, like, outing him.
Wow. So it's like when Tina Fey would make those Harvey Weinstein jokes in passing in 30 Rock. It's like ways of trying to slip it into the atmosphere of like, hey, everybody, here's a joke in passing, or here's a movie that has very specific things, like little Easter eggs of asking for help.
1000%. I watched it 3 days ago. I've watched it twice already. And after the first night I watched it, I spent 2.5 hours on TikTok and Reddit reading everything I could about like the links to the Diddy case. It's sick.
Wow. Well, I don't think that we are the people to break down the Diddy case. So everybody go over to Beyond the Blinds. Donnie is their editor now. So go over there and support them so that they can pay Donnie as they take their rise to fame. But I do offline want you to give me the cliff notes as well, because the Diddy stuff is hard because it's very triggering for me. But also it's like so wild how many celebrities are getting now like looked at. And I think it's going to be very interesting because now people are pulling quotes from years ago for various celebrities of them talking about Diddy parties. It's like, ooh, everybody.
Did you see the Rosie O'Donnell thing I posted?
No.
She was like a Teen Choice Award host or whatever, or Grammys, I think. And she was like, TLC got 3 nominations tonight. Whoever got 4. And she's like, and Diddy's probably going to get 5 to 10. And then TLC just looks at each other and like laughs because they get the joke, but they're also uncomfortable.
Wow.
Yeah.
The more I learn about Rosie O'Donnell, the more I love her. And I've started doing what you recommended, Donnie, of every day going and watching one Rosie O'Donnell show, because now that we share a YouTube channel, I can see what you watched, and then I just watch it right after you.
It really is a lovely way to start your morning. I would skip the September 11th episode. It's a little dark.
Okay.